So now we're going to head out to the South Pasture. I've not been out to check on the nest I sprayed last night. We'll beat around, see if we can find any activity. If there is no activity, we'll try to find the nest, dig it up, make sure the queen died on each one of these. I'm debating on wearing my bee suit for this. After yesterday, I think I will. Those bees hit a little different than I thought they would. I thought I had 3 stings, and when my wife checked me over, she found 5, and they kind of messed with me. She said my face was all swollen up last night. I didn't notice that too much, but had all kinds of joint pain and didn't sleep very well. And when it came time to wake up, it was hard for me to get out of bed. So I'm going to put all that up to the neurotoxin from the 4 bees yesterday. I'd prefer to go through the day without getting that again. Even though I've been stung dozens of times this year, I've not had quite that reaction. So I may be getting to the point where I've been stung too many times. So I'll get my bee suit on, we'll head out to the field. So keeping track of numbers, this is the first yellow jacket nest I sprayed last night, but it was the 3rd one we found for the day. This one was just the closest to the house, so it was the most convenient to come spray. Initial looking, we have no activity here. Beat around on the ground a little bit, see if anybody's home. Okay, well, we found with the first nest, that doesn't always mean they're all dead. And I got to thinking, this post would be great for finding tunnels. Just look for the really soft ground. And it looks like the soft ground goes this way. And although I never showed it on video, the second hive that I tried to dig from the first set, I never actually found. I even got in with the backhoe, dug a big, deep and wide hole, and never found the nest. Okay, I don't have any loose dirt here. Oh, there we go. Right there. There we go. We got the nest. No signs of life. Not yet anyway. Whole lot of dead bees. Dig down through here and make sure we don't have anything else living. Oh, there's another big old queen right there. Oh, we've got multiple queens. Look at that one. She's huge. Yep. This nest was getting ready to go on, make more nests. Another queen right here. That's a drone. He was probably coming in to find himself a new queen. And we got workers. Still got a few moving larvae in here, but they've got nobody to feed them. Well, that's 3 queens in that nest so far. Keep digging. That's the 3rd tier of that nest. There's still more down in here. There's the 4th one. My goodness, look at that. There's another big queen. I don't think these are drones. I think these are queens. There's little ones with different markings that I assume were newborn, possibly drones, but These big ones. I'm going to assume they just laid some queens and were getting ready to spread out. There's the 5th tier of the nest. Oh my goodness, we got more huge ones down in here. Okay, I'm not going to pretend I know everything about bees, but I really thought these big ones were the queens. Look at this. I'm going to assume this is one trying to hatch for the first time. Come out of its... Oh yeah. Look at that huge thing. Well, that's definitely got a stinger, so I'm going to say it has to be a queen. Males can't sting. What is that? 5, 6? 6 new queens so far? These guys were really getting ready to spread out. Start new nests. And then these long ones are the ones I'm assuming. I'm assuming these long ones are drones, but I don't know on that. I could try to squeeze them a little bit and see if they push a stinger out. But they may be too intoxicated for that. And down in the hole, my goodness, this is going to be a huge nest. Down in the hole, there's piles of dead and living bees, and there's still more tiers to this nest down there. Holy cow. I think that's the end of the nest. We're just going to spray down in there and spray this just to finish them all off. Alright. There's the first nest. Wow. That was a big one. Tell you what, that Spectracide seemed to do pretty good though. I think if we would leave that nest and not, if we would have left it and not made sure that the queen was gone, they probably all would have died. What was down in there never would have made it up through the poison to get outside. So yeah, after that I had to come back and sit down and study a little bit. It kind of blew my mind that there were so many full-grown queens in that nest, and so I looked it up, and yeah, they were definitely queens. The longer ones that I pointed out would be the drones. The bigger ones were the queens, and it turns out there's a couple of conditions that can create that. First off, mild winters can create a perennial nest, which I was unaware of. I thought that they were a 1 year and done, and the only thing that survived was the queen, but apparently when you have warmer winters, and we've had several, they can continue to survive, and you end up with multiple queens in one nest. The other thing is, near the end of the year, a single queen can lay hundreds of eggs that are fertilized and turned into new queens for the next year, and they overwinter and leave and start their new nest the next year. So I think with all things considered, I think we've picked the perfect time to get a hold on these nests, get them destroyed before all of next year's queens get a chance to overwinter. Because if every one of these nests even has 10 full-grown queens waiting for next year, well, that's 80 more nests just out of this field, just out of what we've found in this field. So I'm going to get my suit back on. Let's get back at it. Okay, so the second nest that I sprayed in the night was the first nest that I'd found during the day. Same deal, gonna beat around just to see if we get any activity. Gonna assume the Spectracide's done its job. It's done really well so far. Like I said, if I'd leave the nest, there's a good chance that it would finish them off, but at the same time, now knowing what I know now after going back and learning more, some of those queens might have stayed buried and dug themselves out next year. So kind of glad we got in there and made sure they're all finished off. Finding the soft ground of the tunnel right here. So this is where I'm going to dig. It goes straight down. I bet you the nest is right under here. Got a couple layers together here. No signs of, a little bit of signs of life there. We'll take care of them here in a second. No sign of a queen yet. Three more layers. These look like very fresh eggs there. Split this apart. Still not seeing a queen. Not one in there either. That's 6 layers so far. Something kind of big moving here. Let's see if we got the queen in this junk. Wow, they all died with their stingers out and their stingers sticking in my gloves. That's interesting. Pick them off here in a second. They ain't gonna get through that leather, especially being dead. Don't see a queen. Oh, that's interesting. There's a big old moth in that pile. Wonder if that's anything like the wax moths that are predators to the honeybees. Don't know. Shoot. Oh, there we go. I found a queen. There's one queen. Not a very big one. I think the 7th layer is probably the lowest layer of the hive. Okay, so yeah, this is more what I expected to see in the first one that we dug. Hundreds, even thousands of dead bees and one queen who was already dead. So the Spectracide was very successful on this one. Took out the entire hive through the night. Something interesting right here, something black growing in a cell. So I wondered if that moth was something like the waxworms that attack our honeybees. If it's a bee predator that lays its eggs in there. Whatever it was, it's dead though. Alright. Oh hey, there's another queen right there. We did have a couple young queens. Maybe not a queen, that may be a drone. This is a regular worker. Yeah, that's just a drone. Yeah, he don't have a stinger. Okay, that's a drone. We did only have one queen in this one. Only one that I found anyway. I don't know if that's the one I already saw, but there's one. There's a queen, yep, big old stinger. Still very small compared to the queens in the other hives. I've noticed that we've got several different breeds of yellowjacket here, I think. Some of them are only ever small, some of them are big. Little different collar variations in them. But it seems like they'll all live in the same area without fighting too much. I prefer them to fight and take each other out. That would be nice, but it doesn't seem like that's how nature has worked this one out. Alright, now we go on to the third. Okay, so the third nest I treated was the second one I found during the day. This is the one that exploded on us when I stuck the stake down into their tunnel inadvertently. I think that was right here. Paper right around here. Yep. The nest is right below us. That means this nest went straight down from the hole, which means that Spectracide probably had no problem killing them all. Wow, there's a huge hole in the ground. That's interesting. I wonder if we'll get any creatures from that. Big old hole in the ground right here. Right up alongside the yellowjacket nest. Straight right into the top of the nest here. Edges of it. And let's put some dirt down in that hole. Yeah, this nest is extremely mushy. That foam didn't have nowhere to go. There's the top layer. Right off the bat, we've got a queen right here. There she is, next size of one of her little subjects. There's another one. Yep. Big old nasty stinger on her into her. Odd how these bees will, when they're dead, they die with their stinger out, and it immediately grabs into the leather of these gloves. Now that I've looked into it, it's not nearly as surprising to find all these multiple queens. We're not quite into fall yet. We're about a week away from the first day of fall. So I wouldn't expect them to be treating it like the end of season and laying a whole bunch of queens, but I guess if they're thriving, there's another one. If they're thriving and ready to expand and put off more hives, then I guess she could probably, they would make more queens any time of year. There's another queen right here. Looks like she just emerged. Yeah, it's got a stinger. It's a queen. Hard to get a hold of. This one looks like a queen. Not real certain. I'll put it in the tub anyway. This one is definitely a queen. Right here. Dropped her. It appears this entire nest is dead. It didn't even, don't even have some of them wiggling and crawling around like we've had in the other nests, but this one then, oh yeah, there's some down at the bottom. This one, the nest was straight down from the entrance and still smells very heavily of the poison. There's a whole bunch of queens. I don't think I'm going to look for any more. There could be hundreds in here. But this is what, it's 3, 4, 5, 6 layers in this hive. Spread them out. We're going to spray them just to make sure we take out anything that might have survived the poison. What else we got down in here? I see a couple more queens down here in the bottom. Oh, I think I found the bottom of the nest, or a rock anyway. Yeah. There's more tunnel that goes off this way. Hope there's not more nest in there. We'll find out if we get another entrance very close by within the next few days, I think. Yeah, here's a queen that's still alive. A little bit anyway. I don't think anything in here would have survived if been given time, but put that one out of her misery. My goodness, there's a big stinger they get on the back. Spread some of this out. Alright. Okay, and last but not least, the fourth hole I sprayed last night was actually the 8th hive that I found during the day. No signs of life, but I got a struggling crawler trying to fly right here. See if we can find a soft spot here. Oh, right here. Just looking for soft dirt that would be tunnels. Kind of soft there in the middle. Maybe we'll just dig a little deeper. Okay, well I've got a hole straight down here. Oh, there we go, getting into a cavity. this problem with another nest I tried to dig out this year. I chased it, never did find them. Yeah, we've got, oh, okay. I can see the nest now to the side. I also had a pretty big cavity right here. That seems to have stiffened up. Okay, so I can see a little bit of nest, a little bit of paper from the nest over here. That's the direction we're gonna head. So over the camera. Top of it right here. Getting awfully hot in this bee suit. Downfall of these bee suits, even though they're white, they get super hot. I think being white they'd reflect more sun off of them, but no. It's kind of mushy. I don't think we're going to get much of it out at once. Maybe about 4 layers here. No living bees so far. Oh, I see one down here. Two. Dead ones in the top. 3. Couple more big layers. This may be the bottom of the nest. It looks pretty new right there. Not seeing the queen yet. Again, I'm not going to claim I know anything about yellowjackets. I'm kind of learning as I go, but look at the difference in these cells. We've got several here that are just about ready to be capped and born. We've got one here being born. He's digging himself, or she's digging herself out. But then you look at the size of these cells and wonder if every one of those cells is a queen that was laid to survive the winter and start a new nest. Huge difference in the size. That's crazy. We've had quite a long adventure today. I'm going to spray all of this down. Especially with these. There's a whole lot of these that are, I'm assuming, queens. Some of them alive in the cells, and we do not want them to survive to start a new nest next year. Alright. Well, folks, there you have it. We're killed 4 out of 4 nests for the day, 7 of 8 for the year. I say I'm pretty impressed with this Spectracide Carpenter bee and ground nesting yellowjacket killer, at least in the fact that it does what it says it'll do. I think the one nest that we had that still had flyers the next morning is because my knee crushed into the nest while treating it, left enough air passages for the fumes to get out. If it hadn't been for that, we'd probably be 8 for 8. And I think if I actually follow the directions and come back after 24 hours, cover up the entrances with soil, anything left alive in there would either die off quickly or not have enough energy to get to dig themselves out and still die. So it does pretty good, but it's still a chemical, and I'm going to be looking for other options, but it's been our best weapon in getting ahead on this infestation of yellowjackets this year. I'm going to buy a few more cans. I'm going to hit the other 4 that we found out in this field, and still be searching for more yellowjackets while I'm searching for other options of destroying them. So if you'd like to keep up on that, make sure you're subscribed to our channel. Any likes and comments we'd appreciate. And until the next time, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a blessed day. We'll see you then.